Have you ever noticed how betrayal never comes from an enemy? It comes from the ones you trust, the ones you let in, the ones you never thought would hurt you. It doesn't start with a grand act of disloyalty. It starts in whispers, in small ignored moments, in excuses you make for them. But what if I told you that the moment you stop excusing their behavior is the moment you see the truth? Because betrayal isn't a mistake, it's a choice. And once it happens, nothing is ever the same again. It's like a single loose thread on a tapestry, small, insignificant, easy to ignore. But with every pull, the fabric weakens, unraveling until the entire masterpiece is nothing but broken strands. Or think of a snake in the grass, motionless, hidden, waiting. You walk past it every day, unaware. But the moment your guard is down, it strikes. That's how betrayal works. Not as an instant blow, but as a quiet destruction that was always waiting to happen. Because while you were trusting, they were testing you. While you were loyal, they were seeing how far they could push. Betrayal isn't an accident, it's a decision. And once someone makes that choice, forgiveness isn't wisdom, it's permission for them to do it again. So how do you recognize the betrayals that should never be forgiven? The ones that don't just hurt, but expose someone's true nature. Stay until the end, because the last one will change how you see relationships forever. Let's get started. Number 1. Repeated lies. Let's talk about one of the deepest betrayals in any relationship: repeated lies. A single lie can shake trust, but when someone lies to you over and over, it doesn't just hurt, it destroys the very foundation of the relationship. Trust isn't something that breaks all at once. It erodes, piece by piece, every time the truth is replaced with deception. And the worst part? A person who lies repeatedly will do it again. At first, the lies might seem small, insignificant details that don't seem to matter. But over time, the pattern becomes clear. One lie turns into another, and soon you're left questioning everything. Are they telling the truth now? Have they ever told the truth? The weight of constant dishonesty is exhausting because it forces you to be on guard all the time, second-guessing their words, their actions, and even your own intuition. Here's the truth. People who lie consistently are not making mistakes. They are making choices. And those choices show you exactly who they are. It's not about a slip-up or a moment of weakness. It's about a pattern of behavior that reveals their character. They lie because it benefits them. They lie because they think they can get away with it. And most importantly, they lie because they don't respect the relationship enough to be honest. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. Epictetus once said, "The truth is simple. Lies require a web of deception." Think about that. The truth stands on its own. It doesn't need to be covered, adjusted, or manipulated. Lies, on the other hand, require maintenance. A person who lies once has to lie again to cover it up, and again, and again. Eventually, their entire world becomes a fragile web of deceit, one that will inevitably collapse under its own weight. Let me share a story. A man I know, let's call him Daniel, was in a relationship where his partner would lie about the smallest things. At first, he brushed it off, thinking, "It's not a big deal." But then, the lies got bigger. She lied about where she was, about the people she talked to, about money. And every time he caught her, she had an excuse. "I didn't want to hurt you," or "It's not what you think." But the problem wasn't just the lies, it was the fact that she never stopped. No matter how many times he forgave her, the dishonesty continued. That's when Daniel realized, a person who values you will not make you doubt them over and over again. So how do you handle repeated lies? First, stop making excuses for them. If someone constantly lies, it's because they choose to. Second, trust actions, not words. A liar will always say what you want to hear, but their behavior will tell you the truth. And finally, don't let repeated dishonesty slide. Forgiving one lie is understanding. Forgiving countless lies is self-betrayal. At the end of the day, honesty is the foundation of any real connection. If someone repeatedly destroys that foundation, they don't deserve a place in your life. You deserve truth, not deception. Never forgive someone who treats honesty like an option. Number 2, disrespecting your boundaries. Let's talk about one of the clearest signs of betrayal, when someone repeatedly disrespects your boundaries. In any relationship, whether romantic, friendship, or family, boundaries are what protect your peace, your dignity, and your sense of self. They define what you're comfortable with, what you will accept, and what crosses the line. So when someone ignores your limits, they're sending a very clear message. Your feelings don't matter to them. At first, it might seem small. Maybe they tease you about something you've already asked them to stop bringing up. Maybe they pressure you into situations you're uncomfortable with. Maybe they dismiss your requests as if they're unimportant. And the first few times, you let it slide. You think, maybe they didn't mean it that way, or maybe I'm overreacting. But here's the truth. Disrespect, once tolerated, only escalates. The more you let someone cross the line, the more they push further. The more they ignore your boundaries, the more they believe they have the right to do so. And this is where Stoic wisdom comes in. Marcus Aurelius once said, "He who does not respect himself will not be respected by others." If you allow someone to constantly disrespect your limits, you are teaching them that it's okay. You are showing them that your boundaries are flexible, that your no doesn't really mean no. And that is dangerous, because a person who refuses to respect you once will do it again and again, until one day you realize you've compromised so much of yourself just to keep the relationship intact. Let me share a story. A woman I know, let's call her Lisa, was in a relationship where her partner constantly overstepped her boundaries. She had made it clear that she needed personal space when she was stressed, yet he would insist on pushing conversations when she wasn't ready. She asked for respect when it came to her privacy, but he would go through her phone and demand explanations. And every time she confronted him, he would downplay it. "You're being dramatic," or "I'm just doing it because I care." Over time, Lisa realized something. He wasn't accidentally crossing boundaries, he simply didn't respect them. So how do you handle someone who disrespects your boundaries? First, make them clear. People who truly care about you will respect your limits without needing constant reminders. Second, stop giving second chances to repeat offenders. If someone continuously disregards what you've asked for, they are showing you that they don't respect you. And finally, walk away when necessary. You can't change someone who refuses to honor your needs. At the end of the day, respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship. If someone continuously disrespects your boundaries, they are betraying your trust and your worth. Never forgive someone who refuses to honor your limits, because if they don't respect your boundaries, they don't truly respect you. If you found this valuable, hit like and subscribe for more powerful insights. Number 3, betraying your trust. Let's talk about one of the most devastating betrayals, when someone breaks your trust. Trust isn't something that happens overnight. It takes time, consistency, and honesty to build. But the painful reality, it can be shattered in seconds. And once it's broken, No amount of apologies or promises can ever bring it back to what it was. At first, you might want to believe it was a mistake. Maybe they lied, kept secrets, or went behind your back. Maybe they did something they knew would hurt you but did it anyway. And when you confront them, they say all the right things. I didn't mean to, or it won't happen again. But here's the hard truth. Once someone intentionally deceives you, rebuilding trust is nearly impossible. Because trust isn't just about what they say, it's about what you feel. And after betrayal, that feeling changes. Suddenly, doubt creeps in. You start questioning their words, their actions, their intentions. Even if they seem sincere, even if they try to make it up to you, that sense of security is gone. And once trust is replaced with doubt, the relationship is never the same. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. Seneca once said, "Confidence in another is destroyed the moment deceit is detected." Think about that. The moment you catch someone lying, the illusion is gone. It doesn't matter how long you've known them, how much history you have, or how much you want to believe in them. That one act of betrayal rewrites everything. And the worst part, if they did it once, they are capable of doing it again. Let me share a story. A man I know, let's call him Jake, was engaged to someone he deeply trusted. They had been together for years, and he believed in their bond completely. Then, one day, he discovered she had been hiding things from him, small lies that slowly unraveled into something much bigger. When confronted, she swore it meant nothing, that it was just a mistake. And for a while, Jake wanted to believe her. But no matter how much he tried, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was broken. He started questioning everything. Was she telling the truth now? Had she ever? That's when he realized, trust, once shattered, is nearly impossible to rebuild. So how do you handle betrayal? First, stop trying to fix what they broke. If someone valued you, they wouldn't have put you in this position to begin with. Second, trust actions, not words. Apologies are easy. Change is rare. And finally, understand that some things can't be repaired. You don't have to keep someone in your life just because of history. Trust is more valuable than time. At the end of the day, betrayal isn't just about the act. It's about the destruction of something sacred. If someone has shown you that they are willing to deceive you, they have also shown you that they are willing to do it again. Never forgive someone who deliberately breaks your trust, because trust, once lost, is rarely ever found again. Number 4. Mocking your vulnerabilities. Let's talk about one of the most toxic betrayals, when someone mocks your vulnerabilities. In any deep connection, whether it's love, friendship, or family, we open up. We share our fears, our insecurities, and the parts of ourselves we don't show the world. That's what trust is built on, the ability to be vulnerable without fear of judgment. But when someone takes those vulnerabilities and turns them into a joke, a weapon, or a way to bring you down, they are not your ally. They are a hidden enemy. They might disguise it as just teasing or claim you're too sensitive. But pay attention. Real supporters don't mock, they uplift. At first, it might seem harmless. Maybe they make small jokes about your biggest fears. Maybe they bring up your past mistakes in a way that feels like humiliation instead of support. Maybe they make fun of things you've already told them are sensitive topics for you. But over time, you start realizing this isn't light-hearted teasing, it's subtle disrespect. They are using your vulnerabilities against you, not to help you, but to feel superior. And this is where Stoic wisdom comes in. Epictetus once said, "The man who laughs at your wounds does not deserve a place in your life. Think about that. The things you struggle with, the wounds you carry, the parts of you that hurt, these are not things to be laughed at. Anyone who mocks your pain is showing you exactly who they are. Let me share a story. A woman I know, let's call her Emma, was in a long-term friendship where the other person constantly made fun of her fears. She had always struggled with confidence, and she once opened up about feeling insecure in social situations. At first, her friend seemed supportive, but later, in group settings, he'd make sarcastic comments like, "Oh, don't ask Emma to speak up, she might have a panic attack." People would laugh, and she'd force a smile. But deep down, it hurt. One day she realized, a real friend wouldn't make me feel worse about something I'm already struggling with. That was the moment she decided to walk away. So how do you handle someone who mocks your vulnerabilities? First, recognize the difference between playful teasing and hidden cruelty. If something makes you feel small instead of light-hearted, it's not a joke. It's an attack. Second, speak up once, but only once. Let them know that what they're doing isn't funny to you. If they respect you, they will stop. If they continue, they don't care about your feelings. And finally, cut off anyone who belittles you under the disguise of humor. If they can't respect your vulnerabilities, they don't deserve access to them. At the end of the day, real love and friendship are built on trust and respect. Someone who mocks your pain is not a supporter. They are a betrayer in disguise. Never forgive someone who laughs at your wounds, because true allies protect your vulnerabilities, not exploit them. If you've watched the video this far, don't forget to leave a comment with a "thank God" and give it a like if you enjoyed the content. Your support means a lot and motivates me to keep creating more interesting videos. I hope you find inspiration in them and that we continue learning together. Thank you for your support. Number 5. Abandoning you in difficult times. Let's talk about one of the most painful betrayals: being abandoned when you need someone the most. It's easy for people to stand by your side when life is smooth, when things are fun, and when there's nothing at stake. But real relationships, whether friendships, family, or love, are tested when adversity strikes. True character is revealed in hardship, not in comfort. At first, you may not notice the signs. Maybe they show up when things are good, but the moment you struggle, they disappear. They stop answering your calls, avoid your messages, or make excuses about being too busy. And the worst part, when your crisis is over, they return as if nothing happened. They act like you never suffered alone, like they were always there, when in reality, they abandoned you when it mattered most. Here's the truth. Someone who disappears when you need them the most was never truly there. If they only stay when things are easy, then they're not in your life for you. They're in it for themselves. Maybe they enjoy the fun times, the good energy, and the benefits of being around you. But when it's time to give instead of take, they vanish. And that isn't just selfish, it's betrayal. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. Seneca once said, "Adversity does not build character, it reveals it." Think about that. When life is tough, you don't just see your own strength, you also see the truth about the people around you. A real friend, a real partner, a real supporter doesn't run at the first sign of struggle. They don't look the other way when you're in pain. They stand by you, not because it's convenient, but because they care. Let me share a story. A man I know, let's call him Jake, was in a long-term relationship. Everything seemed great until he went through a financial crisis. Suddenly, his partner became distant. The affection, the support, the promises of "I'll always be here for you" disappeared overnight. When he needed emotional strength, she was too busy. When he asked for patience, she was frustrated. And one day, she simply walked away saying, "I can't handle this right now." That's when Jake realized her love wasn't real, it was conditional. She wasn't with him for who he was, but for what he could provide. So how do you handle people who abandon you in hard times? First, remember that absence is a choice. Someone who truly cares will not leave you when you're struggling. Second, don't chase them when they return. The moment your life improves, they might try to come back, but you don't owe them another chance. And finally, surround yourself with those who stay. The people who show up in your hardest moments are the ones who deserve a place in your life when things get better. At the end of the day, hardship doesn't just test relationships, it exposes them. If someone abandons you in your worst moments, they have already made their choice. Never forgive someone who only values you when life is easy, because true loyalty is proven in the storm, not in the sunshine. Number 6. Speaking ill of you behind your back. Let's talk about one of the most cowardly forms of betrayal, when someone speaks against you behind your back. Loyalty isn't just about how someone treats you when you're present. It's about what they do when you're not in the room. A person who truly values you will defend your name when you're absent, not tear it down. At first, you may not even realize it's happening. Everything seems fine when you're around. They laugh with you, support you, and act like they're on your side. But behind closed doors, they tell a different story. They spread rumors, twist your words, or make subtle jabs about you to others. And the worst part? They don't think you'll ever find out. Here's the truth. If they speak against you in your absence, they will betray you when given the chance. Words are just the beginning. A person who talks badly about you behind your back will not hesitate to act against you when it benefits them. It's only a matter of time before their disloyalty turns into something worse: deception, sabotage, or full-blown betrayal. And this is where Stoic wisdom comes in. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The tongue of a traitor is sharper than any dagger." Think about that. A dagger wounds the body, but words, they wound the soul. They create doubt, break trust, and damage reputations. A person who uses their words as a weapon is far more dangerous than someone with a blade, because their betrayal is silent, hidden, and often unstoppable until it's too late. Let me share a story. A woman I know, let's call her Rachel, had a best friend she trusted with everything. They shared secrets, supported each other, and had years of history. But one day, Rachel started hearing whispers. Things she had confided in private were being discussed by others. At first, she didn't want to believe it, but then she caught her so-called best friend talking negatively about her at a gathering, laughing at her struggles, exaggerating her flaws, and making her look weak. That's when Rachel realized this wasn't a friend. This was a traitor in disguise. So how do you handle someone who speaks ill of you behind your back? First, believe what you hear. If multiple people are telling you the same thing, it's not a misunderstanding, it's a pattern. Second, never confront them emotionally. A backstabber will deny everything, twist the situation, and make you seem like the paranoid one. And finally, remove them from your life immediately. Once someone has betrayed you with their words, they have already revealed their true character. At the end of the day, loyalty isn't about what people say to your face. It's about what they say when you're not there. Never forgive someone who speaks against you behind your back, because the next time they get the chance, they will do far worse. Surround yourself with those who defend your name. not those who tarnish it. If you believe this video can help others, give it a like. It helps the YouTube algorithm show it to more people. And don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content coming your way. Share your thoughts in the comments. I will definitely reply. Number 7. Manipulating you for their gain. Let's talk about one of the most calculated forms of betrayal: manipulation. Unlike mistakes which happen unintentionally, manipulation is deliberate. It's a strategy designed to control you, to bend your will, and to use your kindness as a tool for their benefit. And the most dangerous part, it often goes unnoticed until it's too late. At first, manipulation can seem like persuasion, concern, or even love. They make you feel guilty for setting boundaries. They twist situations to make you doubt yourself. They use emotional tactics like playing the victim, guilt-tripping, or silent treatment to get what they want. And each time you give in, they learn that their methods work. Here's the truth. Someone who uses your kindness as a tool to exploit you does not deserve another chance. A manipulator doesn't care about your well-being. They only care about keeping control. They are not looking for mutual respect. They are looking for ways to use you. And the more they succeed, the more they push their limits. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in. Epictetus once said, "The wise man does not allow himself to be a pawn in another's game." Think about that. A manipulator plays a game where they always win and you always lose, but only if you allow it. The moment you recognize their tactics and refuse to play along, their power disappears. Because manipulators only succeed when their target is unaware. Let me share a story. A guy I know, let's call him Alex, was always there for his friend Mark. Anytime Mark needed money, a favor, or emotional support, Alex was the first to step up. And Mark always knew exactly what to say. "I thought you were my friend," or "You're the only one I can count on." Over time, Alex realized something. Mark never returned the same energy. Whenever Alex needed support, Mark was suddenly too busy. But the moment Mark needed something again, he'd act like their friendship was everything. That's when Alex saw it for what it was. Not a friendship, but manipulation. So how do you handle a manipulator? First, recognize the pattern. If someone only shows up when they need something, that's not a coincidence. That's a tactic. Second, stop justifying their behavior. Manipulators rely on you making excuses for them. And finally, remove yourself from their control. Set firm boundaries, say no without guilt, and watch how quickly their attitude changes when they can't use you anymore. At the end of the day, manipulation is not love, care, or friendship. It's control. Never forgive someone who sees you as a pawn in their game, because real relationships are built on respect, not manipulation. Walk away from those who use you and surround yourself with those who value you for who you truly are. If you found this valuable, hit like and subscribe for more powerful insights.